Last time, we explored the tale of Argus Panoptes, the all-seeing giant with 100 eyes, appointed by Hera to guard a white heifer. But this heifer was no ordinary cow. She was Io, once a priestess of Hera, now cursed and cast low by the jealous queen of the gods. Today we tell the full story of Io, her torment, her love, and her long, aching road to freedom. The story of Io. Io was no ordinary mortal. She was the daughter of Inachus, the ancient river god of Argos, the very same Inachus who brought the worship of Hera to the land. Io served as a priestess in Hera's own temple, devout and radiant, a living symbol of loyalty. Mortals admired her. But it was Zeus, the thunder-wielding king of the gods, who burned with desire. Io resisted him at first, holding true to her vows. But fate can be cruel and oracles even crueler. Her father, swayed by prophetic warnings, cast her from his house. Alone and vulnerable, she could not escape the gaze of Olympus. Zeus descended. To cloak his seduction from the ever-watchful Hera, he shrouded the world in thick, rolling clouds. But Hera, goddess of marriage, queen of suspicion, saw through the storm. As the mist parted, Zeus stood alone, and Io was nowhere to be found. He transformed her into a glowing white heifer. When Hera questioned him, Zeus feigned ignorance with divine indifference. But Hera smiled, a cold, knowing smile, and asked for the beautiful cow as a gift. Trapped by pride and wary of revealing the truth, Zeus handed Io over. Hera tethered the heifer to a sacred olive tree at the Argive Heraean and summoned the perfect warden, Argus Panoptes, the giant with 100 eyes. No one could escape Argus. His many eyes never slept all at once. He was always watching, always waiting. Chained to the olive tree, Io wandered in circles, her human soul trapped behind bovine eyes, suffering in silence. Pity stirred Gaia herself, and the Earth Mother caused the violet flower, Ion in Greek, to bloom beneath Io's hooves, giving her sustenance in sorrow. The violet, legend says, took its many colors from Io's pain: red for her blush, purple for her shame, white for her prayers to the stars. But Zeus would not let her torment go unanswered. He sent Hermes, the silver-tongued trickster, to free her. Disguised as a humble shepherd, Hermes approached Argus and played soft tunes on his pipes. He spun stories so dull, so long that one by one the 100 eyes began to close. When the last eyelid drooped, Hermes struck. Some say he lulled Argus to eternal sleep with his enchanted wand. Others say he hurled a stone and ended the giant's watch with a single blow. Either way, blood was spilled, and Argus became the first divine casualty of this new order of gods. For his victory, Hermes earned the name Argiphantes, slayer of Argus. Hera, in mourning yet ever prideful, took the fallen giant's eyes and set them into the tail of her sacred bird, the peacock. To this day, its feathers shimmer with 100 silent watchers. Io, though freed from Argus, was far from safe. Hera's vengeance was only just beginning. Hera, furious at Argus's death, set a new torment upon Io, a gadfly, a cursed stinger that chased her across the world, biting, driving her mad with pain. Thus began Io's wandering, a pilgrimage of pain etched into the geography of myth. She plunged into the Ionian Sea, which would forever bear her name. She passed through the wild lands of Thrace, the warlike hills of Illyria, the bleak steppes of Scythia, and finally reached the frigid crags of the Caucasus Mountains. There, beneath the shadows of eternity, she found a fellow sufferer, Prometheus, the fire-bringer, bound in iron chains by Zeus for defying the gods and gifting fire to humankind. Though tortured daily by Zeus's eagle, Prometheus offered Io comfort and a prophecy. "Your torment will end in Egypt," he said. "There you will be restored. There you will bear the son of Zeus. And one day from your bloodline shall come a hero who will set me free, Heracles." Io, strengthened by fate, pressed on. She fled southward and crossed the treacherous strait between the Propontis and the Black Sea, a path so marked by her frantic hooves that it came to be called the Bosporus, the ox ford. She wandered through burning deserts and green jungles, across the bones of mountains and the winds of forgotten plains, always pursued by Hera's venomous agent. The earth itself bore witness to her passage. At last, broken but unbowed, Io reached Egypt, the far edge of the Greek world's imagination, where gods and mortals blurred. There, Zeus found her once more, not with fire in his eyes, but mercy in his hand. He touched her gently, and the heifer's form melted away. Io stood again as a woman, flesh and soul reunited. In the land of the Nile, she gave birth to Zeus's son, Epiphus, and in some tales, a daughter, Caroessa. She later wed King Telegonus of Egypt, and their line would stretch across time and continents. The Egyptians, seeing divinity in her trials, honored her as Isis, a goddess of motherhood, magic, and transformation. From her bloodline came Danaus, who would return to Greece with his 50 daughters, the Danarids, immortalized in Aeschylus the Suppliants. His daughter Danae would bear Perseus, slayer of monsters and founder of Mycenae. And from Perseus's line would rise Heracles, the lion-clad son of Zeus, the liberator foretold by Prometheus himself. Thus did Io's suffering birth a legacy, not just of kings and heroes, but of continents named in her honor, and myths carved into the maps of both heaven and earth. Io began as a mortal priestess. She was loved by Zeus, cursed by Hera, and hunted by pain across the world. But she endured. She survived. She transformed. Her story is one of divine betrayal, epic suffering, and the quiet strength of a soul who refused to be broken. From Argos to Egypt, from Olympus to the ends of the earth, Io walked the path of gods and monsters, and birthed legends. Thanks for watching Every Myth TV. If you loved this tragic tale of love, rage, and endurance, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a fellow myth lover. And join us next time when we dive into the full story of Heracles, the next generation of Io's mighty legacy. Until then, may your path be free of gadflies.